All right, let's talk about something that makes a lot of us a little nervous. Division. But what if we could just reframe it completely? Forget all those long, scary calculations. We're going to turn confusing division problems into simple little mental puzzles you can solve in just a few seconds. Come on, let's turn you into a mental math whiz.
Oh, you know the moment. You've just had a great meal with friends, the check arrives, and it's some weird number like $192. There's four of you. And silence. Everyone just freezes and kind of slowly reaches for their phone. That little jolt of math anxiety, it's so real. And that, right there, is a classic division problem showing up in the wild.
But here's the thing. What if you didn't need a calculator for that? What if there was a secret backdoor to solving division, a key that's been hiding in plain sight this whole time? And what if it uses a skill you've already totally mastered, something you do all the time without even thinking?
Well, that secret backdoor, it's what I like to call the multiplication mirror. The whole idea is that division isn't some brand new, scary thing you have to learn from scratch. Nope, it's just the reflection, the mirror image of something you already know inside and out.
Just look at this. It's so simple. If you know that 5 times 7 is 35, and you probably do, then you actually automatically know two division facts. You know that 35 divided by 5 is 7, and you know that 35 divided by 7 is 5. See? They're literally two sides of the exact same coin.
So, here's the big takeaway, the crucial point. That big number you're trying to split up, it's just the answer to a multiplication problem. The moment you stop seeing division as splitting and start seeing it as finding the missing piece of a multiplication puzzle, honestly, the whole game just changes.
Okay, so now that we've got that foundation down, let's dive into our first real practical hack. This one is all about spotting super simple patterns, and we're going to start with maybe the friendliest number there is, 0.
Check out these examples. 1,000 divided by 10. Boom, 100. 440 divided by 44. That's 10. 3,700 divided by 37. 100 again. Are you seeing the pattern here? In every single one of these, the zeros are just kind of doing a little disappearing act. It makes these big, scary-looking numbers so simple.
And the rule couldn't be simpler. When you're dividing by something with a 0 on the end, a lot of the time it's as easy as just knocking off the zeros. Seriously, this one trick alone can make these massive numbers feel totally manageable. You can just solve them right there in your head.
All right, what about numbers that don't have those nice, neat zeros at the end? For those, we've got our next tool. I call it the split and conquer trick, and it's exactly what it sounds like. You break a big, ugly problem into smaller, way friendlier pieces.
Okay, so let's try one. How about 1248 divided by 6? Yikes, that looks tough, right? But hold on. Instead of seeing one big, scary number, let's split it. What are some easy multiples of 6 that are hiding inside 1248? Well, 1200 is definitely one. And hey, 48 is 2. Suddenly we have two really easy problems. 1200 divided by 6, that's 200. And 48 divided by 6, that's 8. Just add them up and you get 208. See? No calculator needed at all. And what's so cool about this is how flexible it is. It even works backwards, with subtraction. Take a problem like 1992 divided by 4. Now you might notice that 1992 is really close to 2000. It's just 8 less, right? So think of it as 2000 divided by 4, which is an easy 500, minus 8 divided by 4, which is just 2. So what's the answer? 498. It's all about finding that clever path of least resistance.
Okay, this next one, this one feels less like math and more like an actual magic trick. It's a seriously powerful shortcut you can use when you're dividing by certain numbers. So here's the secret. If you want to divide any number by 4, you don't have to divide at all. Seriously. All you do is cut the number in half, and then you cut that new number in half again. And you might be asking, why does that work? Well, it's simple. 4 is just 2 times 2. So dividing by 4 is the exact same thing as dividing by 2 twice. Let's see it in action. Let's do 128 divided by 4. Okay, ready? What's half of 128? It's 64. And what's half of 64? It's 32. And that's it. You're done. The answer is 32. It's so fast, it honestly feels like a superpower. Okay, so let's push this a little further. If the trick for dividing by 4 is to have the number twice, what do you think the trick is for dividing by 8?
You got it. You just have it 3 times. Why? Because 8 is just 2 times 2 times 2. Once you see the pattern, it's all unlocked. Okay, let's bring all these ideas together with what is, I think, the most powerful tool we have. And it's not a trick, it's a shift in your mindset. It's this realization that there is no single correct way to do division. Let me show you what I mean with a real-world scenario.
So here's the problem. We've got 2 people, Susie and Sunitha. They have 582 coconuts that they need to sell to 6 of their regular customers. The question is, how many coconuts does each customer get? So the math is 582 divided by 6. Now, they both get the right answer, but they get there in completely different ways.
First up, let's look at Susie's method. Hers is really intuitive, very step-by-step. She doesn't try to bite off the whole thing at once. She just starts chipping away. She says, okay, I'll give everyone 20 coconuts. That uses up 120. Then she does it again and again. She just keeps subtracting these small, manageable chunks that are easy to calculate until there's nothing left.
And then there's Sunitha. Her brain is just wired a little differently. She looks at the same problem, but she takes a much more direct path. Instead of chipping away with little chunks, she thinks, okay, what's a big multiple of 6 that gets me close to 582? And she jumps right to 90, because she just knows that 6 times 90 is 540. She gets to the answer way faster, in a lot fewer steps.
And this is a perfect illustration of 2 different styles, right? Susie's method is super intuitive, it's great for building confidence. Sunitha's is really efficient, it's awesome for speed. But what's the final answer for both of them? 97. They took completely different roads, but they both pulled up to the exact same destination.
And this really brings us to the most important point of this whole thing. The goal in math, especially with something like division, it's not to memorize one single rigid way of doing things. The goal is to find the strategy that clicks with how your brain actually works.
So let's just agree to stop thinking of division as this list of strict, scary rules. Because it's not. It's really about creative problem solving. It's this art of looking at a big, messy problem and figuring out the smartest, cleverest way to break it down into small, simple pieces you can actually handle.
And that kind of leaves us with one last thing to think about, doesn't it? Because this isn't really just about coconuts or splitting the check at a restaurant. What other big, intimidating problems in your life could be solved not by trying to conquer them all at once, but by just patiently chipping away at them piece by piece in whatever way makes the most sense to you?